Start with introductions, and I will start with the gentleman here. Please, details, everything you do. I don't want to introduce you. I may make mistakes there. I see. Whichever way.
Since everybody is sitting, I may not want to make a difference. Okay, thank you so much. My name is Abdul Basit Sunga. I'm a typical farmer, goat rearing, and here I'm working with Aramex, as I spoke to MD already, having some issues with Aramex and EMBD, but cases at hand now. Yeah. Briefly, that is it. Thank you so much. I'm the president of the diaspora, as introduced before, and Zam she has given us a brief background. UAE is an emirate of consists of 7 emirates. We have Abu Dhabi, which is the capital, Dubai, which is the business hub, Sharjah, where you find culture and educational institutions. Then you go to Ras Al Khaimah, you come to Ajman, Al Giwain, and Fujairah. Those are the 7 emirates that make up the United Arab Emirates. Thank you for listening.
Good morning, Mr. Manja.
Yeah, I'm happy to see it's done again. I'm also happy for the introduction. He has pronounced out the first time. Okay. Anyway, I'm a businessman. I've been coming to the UAE in the last 8 years as a tour operator. Then 2020, we also started under Karama. I'm the head and founder of Karama Group. So we have a wing for tours and travel. We do all-round destination management. We bring people from African countries, especially Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, to Dubai. We arrange for them packages, visa, hotels, and all those things. Then 2020, we went into organic food and coffee export here to the UAE. So we are here. When we heard that Omusajja Webisawo Azinavyo, I got my best wear to come and so that he could have mercy on me. Yeah, but I'm happy to meet people. I'm happy to see many people again. My young brother Mayanja here, Vibes UGL. I saw him 2022. Yeah, and many other people. Ashley, I've heard about you a lot. So I'm glad I'm here.
Thank you.
Let me stand as well. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
My name is David, representing Equatorial African Restaurant. I'm the manager and also representing IGC. It's a company for software. It's actually worldwide, I can say that, because we have created a lot of things. So I'm happy to be here as well. Thank you so much. Have this one.
All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Hadija Mohammed, but famously known as Ashley Quality. I am the CEO of Ashley Tours and Travel, and I also double in as the PR of the AUU. Mainly, I deal with visas, that's outbound and inbounds, and I also do business setup for someone who wants to come to the UAE to start a new business and that. And my biggest aim since I came to the UAE for 9 years has been uniting the community, and I'm so glad to be here today.
Yeah.
Good morning. My name is Natongo Jana. I work with IHK Care, but though I'm a visitor here with somebody who has come to present. So I've got a chance to also attend. Thank you very much.
That's IHK.
Yeah, it's IHK.
Hospital.
Yes.
In what?
Pardon?
In which
I'm accounts assistant in the billing department. Oh, yeah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm happy to be here as well. My name's Kamoga Ismail. I'm the chairman of Sharjah community under AUU, and I'm one of the directors of Shrika Group International. We do textile customization. Buli kitaki okutungibwa oba kwantenkana ki t-shirts, uniforms. Wano ne Uganda, ne East Africa, we get orders from Kenya, Tanzania, na wano wenyini nyini. Era I'm the board chairman for Shuda Group Uganda Limited. Shuda Group akatone nnyo ye company etandikibwa bannayuganda abakolera wano abamu diaspora bali over 50 shareholders nga tuyamba omunnayuganda ali wano okubeera nti no agula ettaka oba developing Uganda nga tagenze Uganda. Era our first project was closed last Friday where we gave out over 48 land titles nga tuzigabira wano. So we are trying to make sure omunnayuganda akolera wano nga tasobola ku accessinga ebiri e Uganda kimusanga wano, era tulina ne plans nnyo ez'okuba nti no ne business endala ng'okubazimbira amayumba. It's a big naye twakatandika. So ndowooza bye bikirala nze omu ku bamyuka ab'omubaka wa Ssaabasajja atwala ekifo kye Sharjah. Ndowooza byebyo. Thank you so much.
Good morning. My name is Douglas Kapilari. I'm the chairman for Ugandans in Ajman. And I'm also a partner of Shaika Group. Like my colleague has already said, we do textile, but we also do events, and we also do tourism, tours and travel. And I'm also a member, executive member of Shuda, that company that you've had that is buying land for Ugandans who are living here. And we have much more plans to do better things. The project 1 is finished, now project 2 will begin soon. So we are part of that. And I'm also a representative of the Batoro here in the UAE. Yes. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Musa Sereka. I'm the chairman of Ugandans living in Ras Al Khaimah, one of the farthest emirate. It's largely known for tourism and probably residential, where locals love to live. In Ras Al Khaimah, we believe we have around over 1,000 Ugandans living there. I work with a company called Shinyang, headquartered in Malaysia. We do ships, build and manage them. That's all I can say now. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name, I'm called Shakul Zimula. I'm based in Abu Dhabi, and I'm a mayor of Ajman. We work hand in hand with Mr. Douglas, and I'm one of the Equity Bank agents in UAE, based in Abu Dhabi. And I'm the owner or CEO of Gold Star Cleaning Services. We do cleaning for the buildings, roads, everywhere. So if you need cleaning, please just contact me. And I'm soon to establish another business, which is for food exporting from Uganda to here. So we are glad to see you, Mr. MD.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm Jamali Walunji, the manager international banking, Equity Bank Uganda. We are the people that look after all of you while in the bank, and we are the people that you can always contact in case your money is missing, in case you're not able to access your bank account, in case you want a loan. We are here for you, and we have been here opening accounts for the past 3 weeks. I must say thank you so much for sending through your teams to come and meet us, to come and engage with us, and we really appreciate, and We have an ask that when we come back again, we need the same spirit, and we request that we even get more numbers. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Laura Bahemuka. I head the micro segment where I can comfortably say that this is my market. So I take care of deposits and loans of people whose turnover is 20 billion and below. And I think somehow, somewhere, that is my market right here. So I'm happy to be here.
Guys, introduction. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Kinsey Patricia, my name. I'm an acting relationship manager with the National Banking. We do give out loans to our customers in the diaspora up to 15 billions. We open accounts, so we shall be available to support you even after leaving this place via email and call. Thank you very much.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Doreen Chianja. I am a relationship manager in the Diaspora Banking Department. I'm very glad to be in the UAE. Thank you for the warm welcome. We did not anticipate it, but we are very, very overwhelmed with the love and support that you have given us. Thank you so much, UAE.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Happy Atkwasi. I am the Public Relations and Marketing Manager of Mpombo African Restaurant, the top leading African restaurant in United Arab Emirates. We've been existing and we hosted Equity Bank for like 4 days at our restaurant. I am a managing partner of Legacy Consultants Firm. We do public relations and communications, social media management, events management, printing of public relations, and then corporate promotions items. I am managing director of Yak Tours and Travel. I work with Sheikha International Group. I work with Nada Tours and Travel, and I've been the marketing. I don't know how to call that, but I've been the marketing. I've been heading the marketing team for this whole marketing drive that has been with Equity in the UAE. Thank you so much, Equity, for coming to UAE. We appreciate.
Thank you so much. I have vibes on camera over there. Agambye tumumanyi tayagala kwekwata. Sebo ku photography, sebo Derek. We have Derek on photography. And sir? Yes, exactly. We have us on the camera over there. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. Much as the gentlemen here are on camera, they told me they needed to be represented as well in this today's meeting. They said, omukulu kazze, naffe kasita twetuukidde naffe byaffe tujja bimugamba. Basebo uwonaze. Thank you so much, everyone. Like I said, I'm Zamu Nabidye. Niwano waliwo atamanyi? Nabidye Zamu, a female representative Ugandans in the UAE, director Sheikha International Group. As you've heard, we have a company here. It is owned by 3 partners, and you've met 2 of my partners. I'm the 3rd partner. And I also have Nada International, Nada Tours and Travel, which is back home, fully registered and running. We do all kinds of events. We do all kinds of tours and travel. So in this room, like I told you, MD, yeah, you've met people who are business owners. And we said, we are looking at forging a relationship or a merger between the UAE business owners and Equity Bank to see how best we can support each other. At this particular juncture, I'm going to invite the MD to give us his presentation, and then after his presentation, we will do a reaction to that presentation, which reaction will also come in as a Q&A. So if he's talking about something and you feel like you need to ask something in regards to that particular thing, note it down. Then when he's done, we will have a reaction, and then you will also be allowed to ask questions. It may not be within the presentation that he's going to make, but you will keep that aside, ready to ask, and then we will get answers as we move forward. Mr. MD, you're most welcome, sir. Yeah, I don't know.
Let me stay here. Okay. I'm going to stand because, out of respect, I'll say it's still good morning. So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't want to make a speech per se because I didn't come to talk and lecture. I came to listen. I didn't because everything you want about equity, you can read on our website. I can just tell you briefly about the bank in terms of who we are. A bank whose purpose is to transform lives, give dignity, and expand opportunities for wealth creation. Whose vision is to be the champion of the socio-economic prosperity of people of Africa. Which focuses on, and our mission is to provide integrated financial services that socially and economically empower consumers, such as individuals, businesses, your businesses, enterprises or companies, and the community. And the thing that has impressed me today is I like it when I see people a bit organized. Because that is what other, let me call them, not tribes, but other people have found their ways to organize themselves into communities. The Asians are organized into communities, either based on religion or location. The Chinese, very much organized, either around location, maybe tribe, but mainly these two communities I've mentioned, Chinese and the Asians, they're organized around business. They don't just live together and eat together, they trade among each other. They support each other. I spent my time having breakfast with Mamin Suruga here. We're talking about that. Communities. And the difference I've noticed with the UAE, because I've been to conventions and I've done diaspora events in the US, in the UK, in Europe, elsewhere. The difference here is this may be the only place where I see, okay, maybe, I would say in Africa, maybe they're a bit more. But maybe in South Sudan, that's a market I can think of. But outside South Sudan, I can't think of another diaspora market that has a business community. Yes, there are different levels of workers, okay? Because today here I'm on the business community. Yes, I have solutions. Remember, I told you I have solutions that will socially and economically empower consumers. So yes, even if you are working as a guard, you're working as a person at a hotel, you work as a person in cargo, that's an individual, I can bank you. But today I'm here to talk about business, talking about the business community. Because that everybody who lives Uganda, most of them everybody likes their home. Uganda has good food, good weather, your people are there. But if you're here trying to do a business, there's a reason. I'm not saying, and what I'm happy about is, again, which is unique to what I've seen here. You have businesses here and businesses in Uganda. This is one of a few diaspora places I've come to where everybody still has a foot home. In other markets I've been to, people have been in the US for 40 years, they've been in UK for 50 years or 30 years, and their solutions, their challenges are a bit different. Okay, let me put differently. Yes, the server needs to send money back home. But you people are doing something which I think is the right thing. You are chasing business opportunities because there are opportunities here in the UAE which you can exploit and take back home. And there are things in Uganda which you can bring here and still make money. I was writing down as everybody's in tours, everybody's in food, wants to move to food. And that is business. Why? Why do you think about food? Because you found a source of food, Uganda, plenty. You found a need of food. And what does a businessman do? identifies a need, and provides a solution and gets paid for it. That's what that is what entrepreneurship is about. Now the question is, which bank can help you do that very well? Because as a businessman, you're saying, I want to maximize revenue, I want to minimize cost. That's how I make money. I've got the market. And this is where a bank like Equity understands. Because I'll take time to understand the person who is going to buy your food. Be they a local, a Ugandan who wants to eat matoke, or well, we're almost in November, so I don't know who brings senene. Can you bring senene here? That is money. If there are 150,000 or 300,000 Ugandans here, November is in senene. People, you make money if you can afford to bring it here. And I can assure you, let me tell you for a fact, if you don't bring it yourselves as Ugandans, somebody else who is not Ugandan will bring it. That's a point. They found. So why can't you do it? Because the people who eat it are Ugandans. That's a market. Why should somebody from another country go learn how to package, bring here, yet you're here? And the market will support you because you're local. That is why I talk about communities, business communities. We buy from each other, we sell to each other. That is what equity is about. Transforming lives, giving dignity, and expanding opportunities for wealth creation. So we want you to exploit those opportunities because you know them. Just among the community of Ugandans, a market of 300,000, that's what you can serve and make money. If you want to make $300,000, find that bag of Nsenene for $1 and sell it to all those Ugandans. You made 300K. Take off costs, which is 50%, you've made 150K. Do it 3-4 times, you've made $1 million. The thing is, you must, and because you organize that way, you must find a way. And I think there's space for everybody. Okay, you're almost all doing the same thing. But that probably means if more people are coming to the business, that means the opportunity is still very virgin. You can't serve this the market, all of you, as you are right now. And what am I saying? I've been looking at these these 7 Emirates. I knew 3 or 4. I've been to only 2. Maybe 3. I've been to 2 or 3. But the question is, I was watching, what was I watching? I was watching something, I think, on TV somewhere, which says, how can you come to UAE and only go to Dubai and Abu Dhabi? And maybe Sharjah. Yes, they talk about the different, I know there's a Hatta Dam somewhere. There's various different things. There's some sort of like pyramid somewhere else. All these different things, and we don't know that. But similarly, you can, while you're bringing Ugandans here, you can take these people there. When it gets very, very hot over here, them going on a lake, being in rain might be, them are used to sand. Taking them to a mountain to see a gorilla, taking them to eat fresh fish, to go and catch the fresh fish. The facilities are available in Uganda, you know that. Hotels are improving. Yes, roads are improving. Things are improving. Now, you see, anybody who is a smart businessman says, wherever there's a challenge, there's an opportunity to make money. If I can fix that problem, I can make money. So if there's a bank which is helping really to see, you found the problem, you found the market, you have a solution which works, let us lend you money, and when you make money, you just pay us some interest. Everybody gets better. So to the business community, and I'm looking at the things we're talking about. I mean, food. Food, you can't, people must, all of us must eat. Surely. And what I'm hearing and seeing is, if you're here, you can distribute across the Middle East if you can, if you're smart enough. So what are you doing? You're not giving farmers in Uganda a market to. You're giving people a taste. And our food is the best organic food in the world. But it requires somebody to be brave. Somebody must champion. Somebody must lead. You must have a banking partner who trusts. A banking partner, and at the end of the day, after all these things are done, what do you want to do? You want to get the money you're going to make, where are you going to invest it? Invest some here, but invest at home and build home. Because I assure you, we won't bury you here. The man from Toro will take you to Fort Portal, wherever it is, Chen Jojo, and put you there. Wami Suga will be somewhere in Buganda. What's my point? There's nothing wrong with going out to find opportunities. In fact, we encourage it. We also encourage and return investment back. So you can give back and develop everybody else with you. As a bank, I know when I came, most people were thinking, oh, equity. I came to deal with fraud problems. No. Those have been dealt with. I am more interested in expanding opportunities for wealth creation. That's why I asked for a business breakfast. A business breakfast. So I can to the businessmen and their issues. And their issues in my mind are usually in three areas. One, if I want to borrow, how can I borrow? I want to borrow. My business is here. It's being established. How can you lend me money? Now, many of you will argue about price, but let me kill that one straight away. Don't tell me about price of loans. You're comparing to Dubai, it is 3%, 4%, whatever it is, and Uganda might be 20%. But I'll ask you a question. You, when you get your goods from Dubai, and you buy a shirt at 50 dirham, which is, okay, maybe, let's say 30 dirham. When you go to Uganda, what price do you sell it at? 100,000, which is 100 dirham. 3 times, 300% increment. And I'm saying, just give me 20% about 300 increment. And you're complaining. That same shirt, you can't sell that same shirt in here at that price. Yeah. There you go. 10K. What am I trying to tell you? Businessmen understand something called arbitrage. Arbitrage is, I can buy low, I sell high. And I'll only sell high until they find out what the true price is. So I must always keep finding new things to buy low, sell high. And which bank will give you the flexibility to move from one business to the other? Because we understand, we know you. You have to open an account so I can see. That's where I'm going. So people tell me we don't want to formalize, we don't want, but you will not grow if you don't become a bit organized. At worst, have a bank account. So that the person who can give you money when a big deal comes knows you already. You won't tell me, Anthony, give me $5 million. I'll say, how do I know you can pay back $5 million? Show me. Prove. But if you're already banking with me, I can tell straight away you can do it. I know how much money comes in and out. I know what you do. I do a check you've not defaulted ever before. I know. So for the business people, the Basubuzi, please, not even, I can tell you, how can people come from very deep villages in Asia, go to very deep villages in Uganda and make money? They don't understand, they don't speak the language, they don't know the culture, but they see opportunity. How can us, Bana Uganda, who live there and see it every day, fail? Now you even I want to blame you even more. Because you're exposed. You have seen. If you can, the avocado, I like the avocado. 1,000 shillings. You say, I have found a market where I can sell this avocado. We say, I've got at 1,000. That's at 10K. Take off transport cost might cost me, I don't know what, 2K, 3K. I can make 7K. And I know what you can say, grow avocados. Because every avocado I make 5,000. Clean money. I mean, you diaspora who are exposed, please help me. As a bank, okay, proper one was loans. Next one is when I make payments. My money, I want to pay somebody, I want to move money. Will it get there? Next problem, that is transfer. Next problem. Third problem, I want to invest back at home. I sent my money, it was not used, it was not safe. My investments. But most of you, from what I've seen here, everybody is have a business here. So there you cannot claim that I sent my money to somebody. It is you sent your money to yourself. So your problem is a bit different at this level for businessmen. People who are working in the settlements or the camps, or the people who are working in security, whatever it is, those ones, that one is different. Because for them, they don't have business at home. Then they are sending money to help people and they're trusting relatives and friends to invest for them. That's a different category. Those ones I'm not talking to here. For you, I'm talking to people who have opportunity and have just need somebody to move you from one level to the next. So equity will move you from being a micro business to a small business, from a small business to a medium-sized business, from a medium-sized business to a large business, from a large business to a regional company to a global company. Wherever you are, I will find you, organize you, and we move together. We're going to grow together in trust. So, I don't want to spend too much time talking. I want to listen. But I can tell you this. The bank is solid. You people who are business people understand you don't, once you have a relationship, unless something major happens, you stay there. Because it has helped you understand the costs. And noise people are making sometimes, which might not be very correct, I advise you just talk to the bank. They'll answer your questions. We will make sure we can be efficient in terms of service, responsive in terms of customer experience, and flexible, because that's what you want. Because, again, the last point, businessmen can make a certain amount of money every day, but there are days where you make what you call a windfall. You make big money, one big deal. Why? Because something happened. If you are three suppliers of one product, serving the same market, and for some reason one of you can't perform on that day, they too will make extra money if they have capacity to take advantage of your opportunity. The one with a bank behind him anytime, saying, hey, there's a deal here, a short window. I usually make 20% profit, but here I'm going to make 110. Move quickly. Get me the money, I'll do this, I'll do that, back. You're not a bank which you can quickly reach and say this one is quick. I won't make this money again. After 2 weeks, I'll be going back to making the same money. But this is a windfall. You want a bank where you can call the MD or meet the MD and explain quickly. And the MD makes sure he reorganizes his troops to help you succeed on that deal. Because you make more money, I make more money. That is what we are about. That is why I am here. My team has been here fixing problems, but me, I'm here to say, okay, fine. What is the opportunity among the businesses? And as I understand what you do and how you do it, I understand how best to organize myself to support you. So, Mr. President and the business leaders and the teams, thank you very much for coming and hosting me. I am happy to answer questions for the next 33 minutes. So, ask away. Anything you want to know. Anything you want to ask about. Anything you want clarity on. I will do my best to answer. If I can't answer, I will tell you I can't answer that one now. Give your details to Laura, or to Damali, or to Zam, or give me your details. I will respond to you on email or WhatsApp, or whatever it is. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Yes, the floor is open. Reactions and questions. Sebo. Antandike nawe. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's have another one. It's very crucial. All right. I wanted to ask about the schedule of this this program. Are you guys going to be coming here yearly, or is it just because I heard you saying that you will be coming through next year? So is it going to stop there, or you will be coming each and every year?
Thank you very much, Wills. I mean, equity, the physical visits might happen depending on what happens, once or twice a year. Ultimately, we try to do it around events where people have congregated, because I want to meet as many people at once as possible. Going door by door, it takes a bit of time and money. So if there's some events which are big, I know usually Independence is big, and the president is telling me about there's a convention and so on, we'll come at minimum. At minimum, we'll be here twice. Or if it's just once, we'll be for a longer period, but we'll spread around. Because, as I said, from what I've been told, my friend Vibes here was telling me, people asking, when are they coming to this part, that part, this part? Ultimately, where there are people and they are grouped and we can have efficiency of return, we'll come. So, but also they said, sometimes it's not about physical coming. It's about availability of service. So if the system is up, you can reach us online. You can reach us using your mobile banking, online banking. You can call our 24-hour call center. You can communicate. We'll solve your problem. Because sometimes if you want to physically see us, it's about fixing your problems, giving you a chance to take advantage of your opportunities. So if sometimes it requires us to be here to do so, we'll do that. Next question. No, next.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Njala Koza, on behalf of Shuda. Yeah, like I explained to you, we have a Shuda group company. Yeah, Bana Uganda Avera one. So we collect money monthly, but saving a monthly. At the end of the year, so this is the scenario. We have started collecting. We're in 3 months. But we have identified land before they complete their saving. And we need to get that land. So how best can you come in and help us?
Which client do you want?
Should a group land? It buys land for Uganda so a year. Because they are saving slowly by slowly. But before we complete our savings, we have identified good land and we want to buy it there and then. Yeah.
Okay. Now, of course, Ugandans, for whatever reason, like investing in land. But the question is, why do you want the land? The land is required either for residential purposes, I want to build a house, or it's for investment purposes. I want to put up apartments, which I will rent out. Alternatively, it could be for commercial purposes, i.e., I want to put warehouses or something. Or it could be agriculture, I want to do farming. The land is required for investment or for residential, whichever it is. Now, Again, land acquisition in Uganda has some challenges which are not there, which are not simple, and the bank won't fix it for you. You must do a proper process. My advice sometimes is go through a lawyer who will ensure that he does everything to ensure the land is proper, the owner is correct, the size is correct, there are no squatters, there are no issues with the land. Because you will lose money if you don't. And just like you businessmen do research before you enter a business. You know, sometimes, and it's sad, as Ugandans want to cut corners, take shortcuts. You don't want to pay a valuer. You don't want to pay a land surveyor. You don't want to pay a lawyer. But the amount of money you're trying to save, you're going to lose. You haven't done your homework. So what does Equity advise? We have some partners. Now this one, he better pay me when I give him his name. There's a guy called Bakaima. You know Bakaima? Yes. Bakaima. Bakaima Properties is one of the people who I know. And this is look like a Colombo for him. But I've dealt, my diaspora, I've dealt with him a lot. He's our partner, definitely. And if you want to buy land, we can lend you money so you can buy from him and so on. There are a few people who have proven themselves to be trustworthy. And I'm not saying, and the bank would guarantee, but the bank can recommend. But you also have to still do your homework and check for yourself. Just like somebody tells you, go and see a doctor, and they recommend a doctor. You will do your own homework about that doctor. There's some people who have been very honest in their dealings. So the bank, but even if you go to Bakaima, you tell yourself, okay, this is what we do for you. But the lawyer is this one. And you have to deal with professionals. Because people have lost money. Now, all the bank will do for you is to first of all ensure that when you pay, all the money gets there. We can advise you, for example, to structure it such that you don't exchange money until your title has been received. And with a legal document, you can have something called an escrow account where money is seated. The buyer knows his money is safe, the seller knows the person can afford. I'm not wasting my time. And you put it there. Now you mentioned that you found land and you want to buy already. Some of these people allow you to buy that land in installments. Because at the end of the day, if you buy the land, and it's also business. Buy the land, by the time you're about to finish land, the land has already gone up in value. You sell that land and you make a profit. You paid 50%, but you bought somebody who can buy it at 150%. Tell them to give me the 150, you pay for the 50, you made 100%. You're a businessman, that's what you do. Only thing is you want to be sure about safety of the money. And the bank will ensure the money is safe. I mean physically. But you have to do your work. It's called due diligence. Don't buy air. Don't buy air. Use professionals. Do searches. Open boundaries. Go and check. Have somebody speak to the LCs. Have somebody visit properly. And now with technology, you can even do so many of these things. So that is my advice, sir. Next question.
Thank you so much. Who should I start with?
Thank you so much, Mr. Anthony. First of all, I would like to thank you for coming, and this is really a proof that you are a field general. You understand? For all the time that I've been here in UAE, I think this is the first time we've seen a senior officer of a bank come to see exactly what is happening here. And for that, we are very thankful. Equity started interesting itself with the UAE diaspora a long time back, and we opened bank accounts there. We've had a fair share of issues, and the issues have been resolved. I'm one of those people that have a bank account with Equity from some time back, and there was with all the issues that I've had There's been two people that I would like to mention to appreciate them for being consistent in trying their level best to help me, at least as a person. One person is called Declan, and the other person is called Paul Oima. This is an IT person. They've gone to greater length to help me sometimes whenever the bank system went down or they are upgrading the application, the mobile application. And I remember one time I had a big issue in Fort Portal. I had to buy land. The chairman and the seller was ready. They are waiting for me, and I'm in the branch in Fort Portal, but my dollar account not linked to my shillings account. So the local team there was not able to help me. So I had again to fall back to Declan to support me. I said I need support because people are waiting for me, and they've gone out of their way to help me. So sometimes people are not thanked enough. I would like you to pass our appreciation, and I represent people, Ugandans here in UAE. So if I'm facing problems, they are facing problems. So that is very good. The other thing is, you may have noticed that so most of the Ugandans here are almost doing the same businesses. Why, you may ask? Probably that's what we know. So being a finance person, we would like your knowledge to assist us understand what are other opportunities which are available for a person who is here earning plus or minus 3 million, because 3 million shillings, Uganda shillings. That's about 3,000 dirhams.
Yes.
So the reason I'm giving, yes,
Okay.
the reason I'm giving you this figure is because most of the people average like 80% is in that average. Okay, of course there is people that get more than that, and there is people who get less than that.
Yeah.
But for purpose of business, we look at the bigger picture.
Understood.
So we know that there is financial instruments in which people can grow their money.
Yes.
Those things, most people don't understand them, including myself. So I would like to hear what you have to say with regards to trusts and bonds and other instruments where I can put my money, and then, without having to, because the biggest problem that we face is sending money to Uganda to whichever person to do something for us, and they don't do it.
That's true.
And the money gets wasted, and then we end up not being able, we get frustrated.
Understood.
So this is that. The other point is, I would like you to talk about the loan opportunities and what people need to do. What are the requirements for them to get loans? How much would be the interest for people who are getting loans from Equity Bank?
Thank you.
There is a credit facility that is available with Bank of Uganda, which people can access through participating financial institution called Agriculture Credit Facility. I would like you to talk about how people can access that through Equity. And then last thing is, there is businesses which are already based here. How do you think Equity can support businesses which are here, which operate here in the UAE? Thank you very much.
Okay. Douglas, very many questions, but let me begin by first of all thanking you for being our customer for many years, and also more importantly, at least for recognizing that there are people who wake up every day with a sole intention. They don't know you personally as an individual, they know you as somebody who is trying to improve lives. And then they are doing everything they can to make sure that you can be as good at what you do so you can help more people. So I've taken note of Declan and Paul Oima. I will definitely, I think this recording is there somewhere. I will definitely have a word with them when I get back to Kampala, because when a customer tells you you've sorted me out, that is really what it is. And that's an endorsement. So thank you very much. Your question about investments. I talk about the same businesses. As a banker, I usually don't want to give people exact invest here, here, and here. Because like everybody else, if you ask me this question 10 years ago, I'd give you a different answer. If you ask me this question last week, I'd give you a different answer. But there's certain things I know, and I just use basic examples. Depends on your investment philosophy. Are you looking for money short term, mid term, long term? My brother, who is a businessman, tells me that, Anthony, I must have money for today. You must have money for today, money for the week, money for the month, money for 6 months, money for 1 year. All those are different investments. Some of them will give you money after a year, some will give you money after the cash cow. So it depends on your investment strategy. Other people are saying, how much risk do I want to take? Some people say, high risk, high reward. Low risk, low reward, but safe. So do I want to be a person who I can win big, but I can also lose big? Once I know what, I can tell you where to invest. Or I want some steady income. Don't want too much money, don't want too little. That's a different strategy and different area to fix. Talk about people who are earning about 3 million dirham. What can I do with 3 million dirham? That's a question. Again, what is your risk appetite? What is your planning horizon? Do you want something that gives me money every day? But also, because of my level of capital intensity, how much can I invest? Also, how much time do I have to look after investment? Talk about agriculture. If you want to be a farmer on a very serious scale, you have to accept that you will not be in the office. You're going to be on the farm. When the goats are giving birth, you have to be there. When the chickens are laying, you have to be there. When they are taking down the maize, when they're cutting the maize, you must be there. So how much time do you have if you're going to do farming on a commercial basis?
Just let me say something.
Yes.
Because I want the specifics. Maybe I didn't communicate
Yes.
clearly. I'm specifically referring to opportunities in financial.
I'm coming to that now. So having done all that, let me now land on the financial instruments and explain them, because we don't understand them. If you have money and you want to invest in financial instruments, there are various options. Let's begin with the safe and simple ones. Treasury bill. A treasury bill, you're lending money to the government. Okay? The government borrows money for a period of time. 91 days, or 182 days, or 364 days. That means 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. Each of those amounts of time you lend the money to, the rate is different. For example, right now, and every 2 weeks or so, they auction. They say, we want to borrow, give us your offers. The last auction, if you want to lend money to the government in the treasury bill, was paying about 14.5%. So whatever money you lend, question is, how do you invest? Now, you can invest directly yourself. Okay, you can't. There are banks which are called primary dealers. So you want to give the money to the bank buys them for you. You have to open an account called a Central Securities Deposit Account, which basically where we hold your investment in the government. So a treasury bill is lending money to the government for less than 1 year. Okay? Now, if it goes longer than 1 year, it becomes a treasury bond, which is done in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Those are tenors. So you lend to the government for more than 1 year, it becomes a bond. And those ones, the way they operate is, well, of course, the interest is a bit higher because they keep the money longer, and their payout in most cases every 6 months. Every 6 months, they'll give you some of that interest there. Those are safe and steady. So you make your 12%. But now, if you're in land, you can buy land today at 50 million, and in 3 years, you sell it at 150 million. Right? Now, the interest return there is not 12% or 16%. It is what, 200%, 300%. However, also you can buy that land or buy that car at 200 million, planning to sell it at 300 million, and you end up selling it at 180. Again, that's what talk about risk and reward. So, again, when you look at a business, and you're a businessman, how much time do you have to dedicate? How much do you know about the business? How do you know the obvious things? Source of raw material, source of product, market for product, costs to manage the product, cost to manage the business. Am I making a profit or not? So, doesn't matter what business it is. The ultimate thing becomes, one, is there a market for this product? That market's big enough to sustain me when I enter it, and can I do it over and over and over? Or is this just a one-time deal? It's a one-time deal, therefore I want to make as much money at once and get out. Is opportunity there? Can I actually execute it? The product is there. If the market is there, can I find the product, the quality, the standards they want? So there are very many things. So I don't really advise, but let me just say generally. The business which don't fail, for now, I would tell you, food and agriculture in various forms, especially when we look at the trends, people are looking for more organic, natural food. If you can source that, good. Health. Do you have a way to get involved in health? People must be alive. My friend David there at e-commerce, all he's doing is using technology to make these things happen. Create a platform, you have buyers, you have sellers, you're solving their problems and getting a commission for that. Okay, this is now modern trading. You're doing the right things, logistics, moving things around. Because people now don't want, I want to order and get it immediately. But how do I do it if I must have some sort of capability? Adding value, agriculture, whatever form. Storage. As people make logistics, storage, people don't want big stores, but they want stores in the right place at the right time. If you want to go a bit more sophisticated, if you're smart enough, AI. Understanding and using artificial intelligence. Because people don't understand it. It can do so much for them. So you're younger businessmen. I talked about this the other day. The 5 biggest companies in the world are tech companies. Apple, Amazon or Google, your Facebooks of this world, Nvidia, Amazon, Nvidia provides storage space for all this data we're collecting. They provide processing chips to process faster. Because now information is so much, must be stored somewhere. Now, if you want to invest in those things in a small way, you start. Okay, education. You can have lab education. Schools don't usually default. Just COVID made them default, but schools were safe. Because Ugandans like paying school fees for their children. If you have the stomach for it, entertainment, hospitality. But there you have to have standards because you compete against very many people. So quality of service, getting proper chef, proper cleaning, what those are. Okay, so those are just some ideas. Okay, 3 more questions, 2 more questions. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, MD. Actually, Mr. Douglas, maybe because we sat next to each other.
By osmosis.
By osmosis. He asked all the questions and he said all that I wanted to say.
So the two.
And specifically, or most importantly, was about the loan.
Yeah.
I myself, I'm working on a business proposal, and you have come at the very right time. I was about to come to my president with this business proposal, but I don't know how big is his pocket.
This man has big pockets. He has a bank behind him.
But since you are a bank, probably I will go through you. And thank you so much. I'm more a customer of the bank. I have account since 2019. And what I wanted to know was, you said that it would be easy if you have a bank account with the bank, so we have somewhere to start from. I don't know the criteria now that I have a bank account. What more is required of me? And probably another question I would ask is on our people, the customers we are registering and who have accounts. The banking system here, we are familiar with it. We work with it. The documentation, on the side of the documentation, whether to open a bank account or to update, normally it's a simple one document for all the questions. I once took a client whom I helped register, like we always do in the community. And I had around 15 documents to sign. And all the 15 documents, by the time you sign the fifth, the signature the hand will have got tired, and the signature will, change a bit. And we had to move back and forth. The signature is not same as first page. The signature is not same as the 15th page. While here in UAE, the bank, it's just one document. You tick up all the services and sign one time.
Yes.
Yeah. I would want that probably for us as diasporans, you reduce those documents. Not everyone is. We have all categories of Ugandans.
Understood.
Here.
Yes, understood.
So they might struggle a bit.
Okay.
Yeah. And another thing is, yes, through our president and Ms. Zam, we will continue to invite you. You are here. Now you are home.
Thank you, sir.
You are home.
Thank you, sir.
And we want you to, we will do all what is possible to say that you are the leading bank of Uganda here in the diaspora. Yeah. Yes. So what I was saying is to increase the registration. We want that not every Ugandan has a national ID.
Yes.
And I know the bank, the Uganda government requires everyone to have a national ID to get those services. Would you probably go back to Bank of Uganda or the authorities and say, can you waive the requirement for the diaspora until everyone gets a national ID? Let them use their passports. This one will help us because Ugandans come here, after 3-4 years, they go back home. But if we didn't have a national ID, we are trying to register them through, but it will take time. There are so many. Okay. So that's my submission.
Thank you so much, sir. And I know I didn't finish Douglas's questions because I got stuck on investment. Loans and loan documentation, account opening documentation. Okay. I think, of course, all of the documents we ask for aren't just asked for by just Equity Bank. Some of them are legal, law documents. Our regulator, Bank of Uganda, insists that we must have certain documents to evidence that we have done sufficient due diligence, because I'm not lending my money. I'm lending your money. What do banks do? Banks are intermediaries. We find people who have deposits, we keep them. For people who want to borrow, we lend them. I'm not lending equity money. I'm lending your money. So the rules for me to give out your money are almost guided by the regulator. Because if you actually look at the mandate of Bank of Uganda, they say it is to protect depositors' funds. So the bank is the one lending somebody else's money. How is that person protected? So they give us some of these rules. So some of those requirements are there. Of course, in more advanced jurisdictions, they have made that process easier because it's electronic. For example, they can now we're going to pass a few new laws so people can recognize electronic signature. Okay? Well, there are certain things which have to happen in the law to make these things easier. We're doing our best to reduce documentation because even as we know, it is long, it is confusing sometimes. Let's be honest. How many of you, okay, let's be honest. Yesterday, I bought my wife a phone. And we're setting it up. It's a Galaxy Fold 6. Transferring. When you're transferring, just, I agree. Tick, 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 tick. I agree. Nobody reads a small print. Just agree, so you can get it working. This man, David, knows those things. But if you got a small print, you're agreeing that your data can be used here. You're agreeing that you can send your marketing information there. You're agreeing that you can get your location here. All those things you're signing up because nobody's reading a small print. And there's something, and yet the Consumer Protection Act says the consumer must know what they are signing. That is why I have a document called a key facts document. The key facts document gives you all the details, how much you're going to be paying, when, what your rights are. So when you click I agree, they assume you have read. So don't come up and tell us that you don't know. Again, legal. Of course, in some jurisdictions, they have made it easy. But no matter what you do, you have to go through that process. Otherwise, you're exposing the bank to legal ramifications and yourself. Because when you do something which breaches and the bank takes your money and you say, I did not know, and they say, but you signed over here. I didn't really understand. They say, that's what proof for us. So, in terms of documentation, we're going to do everything to make it as simple as possible. But at a minimum, what do we need for you to get a loan? Of course, an account must be open because the account lets us to know you're a business, you exist. Well, how do you prove a business exists? Trading license, memorandum and articles of association. Do you pay taxes? If you have a TIN number required or not. We want to see your cash flows. We want to see how your market, where you're performing. We want to know the owners of the business, who they are, who the shareholders are. We want to know because a company is a body corporate, and that has a company going through its own process which allows it to borrow. Because you, as an individual, when you're borrowing, you just sign. It is you. But your company has a memorandum and says only so and so can borrow, and so and so must sign because you're more than one party. A legal form. So yes, all of the basic documents. Of course, the rest are just cash flow documents, and sometimes if you don't have all those things, we can assess your business just based on, again, your bank statement. You can build a cash flow based on what we say. You say this is how much we think you get. So documentation will never stop, no matter what you do. We can try to make it easy, efficient, and explain and simple. So that one is there. I want to go back to Douglas' question about SCF. I forgot to answer that question. Question about what's available. Of course, the government of Uganda has given a grant, 50% security. If you're anything agriculture, you borrow 12%. If it is between 12 and 15%, depending on what agriculture you're doing. If it is raw materials, if it is grain, it is farm work, it's a bit lower because there are higher risks. And then if it is different elements like storage or whatever it is, 15% because they're better returns. The bank has a facility. You can go to our website and help you apply, or you can just tell the team, they'll give the details there. National ID. Now that one we know is a problem. And it's not a bank problem, it is a law which says anybody who have a bank account must have a national ID. Of course, as UBA, Bank Association, we've been trying to lobby and say for the diaspora people. The beauty about it is on 31st of October, they'll be here in Sheraton somewhere. Sheraton, huh? Grand Sheraton. Those government officials and us business people or us bankers institutions, and we'll be saying, how can we help these people? Because again, we don't want to deny them a chance to keep their money safely and securely. And if we can convince them that it will enhance foreign direct investment, meaning money being sent by Ugandans back home, they might consider it. They might tell you, you can only have it for this period of time. Thereafter, you must come and regularize. The thing about the Emirates or Middle East, unlike Europe and America, it's easy to go and, it's easier to go and come back. And so we're also challenging the government to make sure that the ID process is made easy and faster and more efficient. Because if I can guarantee you get your ID within 3-4 days, you apply online, you go there, you just pick it up on ETC, do your biometrics and so on, it will work. It will work. I know for a fact that they're working on it. Because actually, as I speak right now, if I'm not mistaken, there's a delegation I saw Mr. Mohozi, Goa, and where are they? In Canada. Trying to address some of these problems. So, they'll be here soon. And they'll keep coming back until they solve it. They know. Even as we're seeing opportunity, we're saying we'll miss opportunity. Help. So, we'll try to find a solution together. Last question. Last two. I haven't had a lady.
Let me have one there.
Unless the lady is in the Emirates.
Mr. MD, I don't really have a question because most of the questions have been asked here.
Yes.
And most of them were about loans and documentation and everything.
Yes.
But mine is just to thank you for coming to visit Equity clients. Most especially for making us so busy during this time, because all our WhatsApp were buzzing every time at night. If someone was asking, where is the location? Where is Equity going to be? That means people really needed your service. Also to thank Equity for supporting the Uganda Convention and being part of the exhibitor. That was also very nice. And of course, to thank Zam for doing I've seen people giving flowers and I haven't seen someone giving her flowers. She's been so supportive to Equity, and she's shown that really, this is the game. And also happy. I've been also texting her. Every time someone sends me a message, I forward to her at night, and that's it. We hope that Equity is going to be coming often, because there are a lot of questions and a lot of people would like to know more, especially for the fact that people want really to save their money, but they don't know how to go about. So having people who are actually deep down in the community is really important. And yes, I am hoping also to open a business account with Equity. Yes, so I can also get a loan and expand my business. Thank you so much.
I want Hajat to ask me a question.
Okay, sure.
She came early.
Who,
That's
Hajat?
what I saw when I came here.
Who? Hajat.
I didn't get her name.
Zura. I give you, or let me give you first.
A quick one. Sebo, I have a question. I don't know whether you're the right person to ask. Does Equity Bank have like a digital wallet platform? Okay, allow me to give an example of your competitor. Stanbic, I have a personal account with Stanbic, and they gave me a FlexiPay code. Okay, someone can use it USSD, but now it's tagged to my business name. So when someone is paying me, and I'm maybe somewhere in Dubai with the Vibes UG, when they make payment, the USSD is tagged to my account, but it's in my company name. So someone, is paying Karama Coffee
Yes.
or Karama Expeditions.
Yes.
Now, for a client who has trust issues, they will know I'm genuine.
Yes.
Yeah, they do a USSD and see Ashley,
Yes.
not my name Wanje. So does Equity have such a digital wallet platform which you can customize to our needs?
I'll answer that question quickly, then I'll go to Mchala. Yes, we have something called Pay with Equity. Pay with Equity, which is that payment platform, which no matter whether it is you're being paid by mobile money or from other account, all you do is put in if you go to our app, you'll see it there under pay bills or pay bills. I don't know where Laura can tell you. It's under the pay bill menu. You'll see, or make payment menu. You'll see a place where you can just enter a code eventually. But we must register you as a business and give you that billers. Must become a biller. Same way you see pay Umeme. Umeme has a code, might be 1114 something. So a person just puts it there. So we just have to register your Karama business as if you do it, it's categorized into schools, hospitals, universities, so we can put businesses there. And so just talk to the team. We'll establish you as a biller, and that will be it. So anybody paying you, we just enter your bill, and that will be it. Yes, it might be Luganda, but I was speaking English. Asking. Okay. Somebody will translate for you. Yeah.
Ewanji, actually, I don't have a question, but let me introduce myself to you.
Yes.
By name's Hajat Zora. I'm one of I'm one of the directors of Zurich Luxury Holiday Homes. We are in real estate and cleaning.
Oh.
My purpose of Kujawano, actually, I wanted to open up a business account.
Yes.
Kati mbadde nze kuwulira biki biva mu Equity nga sirina nnyo omuntu kumbulira bya Equity, because before my in-law was working in Equity, and then she went to Tropical Bank.
Who's the
She's called Joeria Mkaraz, the executive director of Tropical Bank.
Yes, I know Joeria.
So nengamba kanzije ndabe how Equity is. Maybe I can open up a business account.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, Churchindes.
Thank you so much for coming. I will pass
You're
the regards to Joeria. That account will be opened. I think these diaspora events for me, as I said yesterday, they aren't just about Equity coming to talk to businessmen and businesswomen. It's about you networking. Because I don't know how frequently you meet. Maybe you have the same WhatsApp groups. But if Equity can bring you together, I'll let him ask a question. If Equity can bring you together and you do business and you become that community where everybody is doing things to their strength, I ask myself, how is it that a Chinese man can be deep in the forest, in the Amazon, deep in the forest in South America, deep in the forest in Bundi Wuju, deep in the desert in Kalahari? How can that be? How do they think? And how can we make our people like that? I can assure you, in every major city in the world, you will find Chinatown or Chinese food. In every major city in the world, you will find Indian food. Why can't we find African food or Ugandan food everywhere where there are Ugandans in the world? Who will drive that agenda? It is us. Nobody is coming to save us. It is us. So it's Hajati, open the account. She mentioned real estate, food. You know, I was looking at Dubai and they're saying Dubai doesn't have oil. Dubai's greatest strength is tourism. Tourists have to eat. I don't see food in I don't see farms in Dubai. I don't even see rain in Dubai. You have all those things in Uganda. Why can't we fix that? So let us do it ourselves. Boss, you have dressed equity. You must ask a question. Cameraman, this one is branded. The last one, because I've sold it for
It will be the last one.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. MD. But please allow me to use the language that everyone can understand. Since I'm an agent in the UAE,
Yes.
I have many questions from my clients.
Yes, sir.
So please,
Go ahead.
nsaba mbuuze ate baklanti baffe basobole okutegeera.
Yes, sir.
Because waliwo gye tutambulira eyo n'osanga client nga alina ssente ku account naye nga tasobola ku accessinga online si lwakuba nga talina wifi ng'agina n'essimu agina naye nga talina bulungi knowledge egenda online ku downloadinga app ezo ng'amanyi kintu kimu 247 kati naye n'otuuka ne stackinga okitegeera kati ebiseera ebisinga abaklanti batubuuza mwe office yamwe eriwa lwaki temuteerawo ku office abamu n'obanyonyola n'obagamba amateeka ga wano kiyinza obutasoboka nga bank okusituka naye kyembadde mbuuza nti tetusobola kubanga bank ne bakolerawo like small office oba abantu omu babiri omuntu kimwanguyira nnyo okulinya bus n'ava Abu Dhabi okujja Dubai ng'azze kusisinkana muntu wa bank kwogeramu naye kumugayidinga ogenda kukola otya ensonga bweti ne bweti okusinga ogenda online kubanga abantu abamu balina complaints asobola oweereza message ku email oba Twitter ne batulekinga 72 hours okumuddamu even a full week naye nga yandyagadde okukozesa ssente ze so singa wabaawo omuntu gwasobola okutukirako mangu kubanga nange asobola okunkubira essimu ng'ekituufu sirina answer okujjako mugamba nti keep on sending emails on that same email so kyembadde mbuuza nti tetusobola kufunayo office ntonotono like mu Dubai ng'omwo ne mutusindikirayo ba officers babiri ne batuula awo fule kati zino convention we zijja tiimu enene nejja ne tusobola okusolvinga issues ezisinga obungi n'obunene sebo kyekyo sebo
ono yasembayo badde mulu oli yabuuzizzaako
Ekibuuzo kyange omukulu oli awadde nga nsomye ebirowoozo era kibadde kifaananyirizaako bwe kityo ekyokubeera nti abantu babeera n'ennyonta nnyingi nti okuva ku convention ebaddewo leero okutuuka kwejja abantu ojja kgenda okukyekangamu nga beetaaga services nga tebalina access webya online bizibu nnyo so ekintu ekyo mba musobola okukitunulamu kijja kuba kitukolera nnyo ekibuuzo ekirala tusobola nze ffe tudiiringa mu tiketi na visa ojja n'ofuna ddiiru n'ofuna abantu nga bangi nga olakinga capital ne bajja ne bagaba baagala oba kufuna trip nga ssente ezeetaagisa okukola trip oyo bakusasula leeta ozirina weetaaga okukola visa zaabwe mbudde ne tiketi tusobola tutya okufuna quick loan era tujja accessinga tutya era nga ffe bannadiaspora bw'oba ogenze mu banka tulinawo akameeza w'otuukira nti baleme kukuzza mu bibuuzo bingi dda wano weetooloole genda wano bwoti nga bw'omanya ebya banka sebo tusobola kutya okufuna access eyo.
Okay, I'll respond in English and Damali and team will respond in Luganda. Okay. Can Equity open a branch or an office in UAE? We have, again, I said today my job is to first explore and understand. You know, the bank follows money. We follow money. Like any businessman. If the market is there and it makes sense to serve it by having a presence there, we explore that opportunity. And in fact, we don't even have to do it as only Equity Uganda, because the other diaspora people here. There are Kenyans, there are Congolese, there are Rwandans, there are South Sudanese, there are Tanzanians, everywhere Equity is. So even all of us, we can find a way that Equity as a group has somebody, if it makes sense numbers wise. To address the issue of course, online is the easiest one, but you're right. Agency would rather invest and have somebody trained, because you see, people don't come all the time. Civilly, Joe, they come. Sometimes you can go 3 days, there's no question. 5 days, but I have somebody sitting here, I'm paying for what? That is why this mode of agency works. So the trick is not to put in a branch or put in staff. It's to train you. And then I pay you. It's cheaper for me to do that. I'm sharing prosperity. You've saved me the cost of. You've saved me the cost of putting up a branch. Amazi security, which. Yet I can train you, and you can answer most of the questions. I can find a way to give you some access to a system a bit. You can do a few things. So you can log in a problem and somebody can quickly answer it. Because banking isn't somewhere you go. It is something you do. Kambuze, who is on WhatsApp? Ani on WhatsApp? Mwemena? You been to WhatsApp? Have you been to the office of WhatsApp? Do you even know anybody from WhatsApp? But you use the service. Are you in a Gmail account? Have you been to head office of Gmail? Do they have an office in Dubai? But you use the service. So the trick is to understand how best to ensure that when you have a problem, I solve it quickly. And if I can't do it, I train somebody near you to solve a small part of it. It's like first aid before you go to hospital. I can't put hospitals everywhere. At least I have a first aid box until you can move. And that is how the world is. Technology. Soon, however much I want to, it will not make sense financially. And if I do so, who does private banking? When you go to private banking, don't you pay extra because you want to talk to? It's now becoming a cost to talk to a human being. Because that person is physically there. That one has health benefits. He has insurance. He falls sick. He has moods. The machine will tell you, it's not friendly, but it will answer basic questions. And they say, if you want a human being, press this one. Then they charge you a bit more for going there. What am I trying to say? The bank must also be modern. But we must not lose our soul. Because at the end of the day, me, I'm about people. I'm not about process. I follow process, but the process is to help the people. So yes, where it is required, I will look into it. But honestly, I prefer to train you. And every problem is solved for me, we share the profit. Otherwise, I make all the money. And you, how do you develop? That is why Equity pushed this thing called agency banking. So instead of having a branch there, Chitobero can be an agent. Mamje can be an agent. Douglas can be an agent. On top of everything else he does. I just tell him, these are things that I need, put them there. When they come, they ask us questions, push them here. That is it. And I pay you for that. I'm making you make more money. Otherwise, I'll be the only one making the money. I don't believe, and I strongly believe this, I don't believe in being an oasis of wealth in the desert of poverty. If you are the richest man and everybody else around you is poor, you be sure you're not safe. You be sure you're not living a good life. Now, if you have a deal, people are coming, they are not, as long as something called invoice discounting or contract financing, the contract makes sense. We have people will pay you and you will deliver, because contract only makes sense. You only get paid if you deliver the contract. That's a risk. Can you deliver the contract? If I lend money and you don't deliver a contract, everybody loses money. So your history will help me, all those things. So that's what I keep saying. Like everything else, once I understand your business and what you're doing, because you have an account with me, I can make an assessment. You really need security. This man has done it 100 times. Basically, on his cash flows, he gets 20,000, 30,000 dirhams he only wants to take 7 or 6 or 3, one deal. His numbers show it makes sense, we give. But it begins with me understanding it. So open the account. Then we do. People.
One question. This is a vote of thanks. I'm just giving a question. Thank you so much, MD. I've got 2 questions here from people who have failed to attend because of the timing and the last minute invitations. One said that as leaders, actually, she pointed the question back to us leaders. As leaders, we are faced with the challenge of very many Ugandans being on the street because we don't have job. This is mainly caused due to the fact that people come here without jobs, and they cannot come with jobs because contracts are expensive. And the question was, how can the bank work with business owners here in the UAE? For example, we have ladies here who have cleaning companies, the gentleman here who has a cleaning company. We also have security companies that are in touch with the Association of Ugandans in the UAE. How can the bank work closely with these people to help Ugandans who are back home come to UAE illegally? I will make it easier. Yes, some contracts are expensive while being gotten from here. You may find a security contract costing about 9 million for a Ugandan to leave Uganda to come here and do a security job. And they don't have this kind of money. But we are sure that this company is legit, and if they come here, they can work. Now, we cannot access finances from the bank because there is no way the bank is going to trust someone who is coming to the diaspora to work. We are asking if there is a way the diaspora leaders and company owners can sign with the bank to be able to bring Ugandans back home on contracts, legal contracts, but when they get the salary, they pay directly to the bank. This is a service that we've not been able to get so far, and we are wondering if it is possible for us to get. That is one. 2, about the loans, you're telling us we should familiarize ourselves with the bank. Some of us are already customers with the bank, and we still find the bureaucracy hard to beat because it's, first of all, most of our jobs, now that we are already bank customers, if you're going to take me a month to give me a loan, we are asking, is there a way we can have some of that bureaucracy beaten as diaspora people? Is there a desk that we can go to as diaspora and be handled as diaspora people? Like, we are already clients. Please answer us in regards to that part. Thank you so much.
Those are Zam's questions. You don't be surprised. Zam is not asking for other people. I know Zam very well. Money. She's AUU. Anyway, MD came to be asked his questions. I asked you to repeat the first one a bit because it kept going a bit several places. But yeah. No, the second one was about the desk.
Yes.
Now, there are 2 ways we can do this. But it kind of goes against what we think. Let me explain. If I tell you the only place you can get service for diaspora is, for example, at Church House on Kampala Road, and you operate in Woburns or you operate in Barara, you want to come into Church House to be served, I kind of find that very old school. Because banking isn't a place you go. It's something you do. And I must make it possible and convenient for you. And the best convenience is doing it wherever you are at whatever time. So what I've done instead is from a diaspora unit, which is up. Damali is in that unit. Doreen is that unit. Patricia, there's the Winnie. Winnie, who else? Rosalind. These are people who, and the team is getting bigger as the diaspora department gets bigger. Because now what I'm thinking is, I'm also going to start splitting it based on markets. Because the people of Middle East, their requirements are different from the people of Europe and America. Even the time zones are different. Okay, much as I'm open 24/7. I know, for example, at this point in time, these people in the Middle East will be the ones calling. So if I give a dedicated Middle East number and desk, virtual desk for that matter, I'll be able to solve the problems faster. So you're supposed to enter in just a queue. So all these things I am picking up as I listen to you, and I'm saying, don't put everybody in the Kayola, start separating them. Of course, there's some customers who want to come. And those ones who come, usually I'll say, there will be somebody in all my Supreme branches, i.e. Kampala Road, Buganda Road, Bugolobi, Oasis, who when you enter, they are Supreme options above the value for money option. However, as David will notice, when you enter that side, I will charge you because you want a special service. And I'm not being different from, because even in here, there's personal banking, there's priority banking. You want priority? When you go to my branches in the priority branch, you go and sit there. I have aquarium, there's fish. Go and check. A coffee maker, mocha. It's like a hotel service. Please come and see. Please come and see. However, of course, because entering a priority area, I'm investing a bit more money. Carpeting, dedicated till, you have to pay a bit more. But you choose where you want, where your money takes you. So I can ask, that can be the answer. And for diaspora, we'll put you there. There may be a small charge. But it's nothing. You make out of money here. But the point is this. That one we can look at. The question on can we... that first question was complicated. It has government people in there somewhere. Just repeat the question for me so I can avoid making them on camera.
That because make them more understand.
Yes.
People come to UAE to work, but there is an investment they have to make.
Yes.
To come.
Yes.
They pay the agency there.
Yes.
To come.
Export agents, wherever it is. Yes.
That amount, around 8 million.
Yeah.
Or 9 million for security, and I don't know how much.
There's a figure. Yes.
Yes. So that amount, is there any way how a bank can work with the involved entities to sponsor those? Because then that not only help the more people to come and earn money, but it helps them to come legally. It also contributes to reduction on people that get traffic because they don't have this money.
Okay, I understand the question now.
Understood?
Because I was worried that you're asking the bank now to start becoming an export agent. But, okay, let's put it this way. Let's put it this way. You know, the bank lends money for any purpose. As long as it's not illegal. So if somebody chooses and they can convince the bank that the bank can lend them 5 million shillings on the basis of a contract or so on and so forth. We lend money to salaried employees. As long as the employer commits to sending us, when they're paying the person at the end of the month, they'll take off some element to give the bank. I'm not saying yes or no. I'm saying I have had the request. Let me go back and see what can be done. I have to be careful because, remember, I don't want to be seen as, if this thing, I'm going to be, there's some legal things I'm going to be worried about. I must be able to vet the people who are going. I must be able to vet the companies. I don't want to be, I lend money to somebody, they go into a company which ends up trafficking them. I didn't know. And then suddenly the big story is Equity is involved in trafficking. So there's a lot of due diligence I'm going to do. But I can tell you this. For people, for example, who are working in guarding services, guarding is easy because we kind of know the person paying, we know where they are going. We have found ways they open accounts or they lend money because we know. As long as the guy has been contracted, is going where, we know who is taking him, we know what he's going to be doing, there's a contract and so on and so forth, we find a way. So we look at it. But I go back to my first point. I need to know who it is I'm dealing with. So if you have an account with me before you go, I'd be happy. If you don't, show me how you're going to make money. People, I have to go. Vote of thanks has to be given. I was supposed to be at 11. Zam knows.
It's supposed to be closing.
But okay. Vote of thanks, closure, and there's work to be done.
Mine will be brief. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I think it's my first opportunity to meet Ugandans of business business leaning in such a gathering. I want to thank the MD of Equity Bank so much for this opportunity. This is my third country to live in, and I've never been in a place where business people are being targeted for support by bank like this. I think certainly this is very, very key. Where I come from in Uganda, in West Nile, there are a lot of people who have been doing business in Congo, in some deep there. And Equity Bank, I think, opened a branch inside Congo. People have been having problems moving money from Uganda to buy gold, to buy many things. And Equity Bank has enabled them to sort of make movement easier across the border. I think that is something that Equity is also going to do for us here in India and in this. So let's take this opportunity very, very seriously, that Equity Bank is going to help us to really do business quite well. And I've seen banks here. Banks here have gone. Some people are saying we'll open a branch here. In this city and elsewhere, banks are almost empty. You find only one person attending to. So banks are one of the businesses earmarked for closure. I think with coming of AI, there will be almost nobody. In fact, if you open a branch here, if you are going to open an account, you meet nobody. Everything's done online. So of course, jobs will be lost, yes, but they remain serving us. And lastly, I want to re-echo the point you have made here about the issue of the business people working together to really help each other. It's very, very important. If it's one thing to have Association of Ugandans in UAE, but it's also another one to have business owners also having an association working together. During breakfast, we had a small meeting of people, and we're really sharing very, very good ideas. I think that's something that should continue, either in form of WhatsApp groups or in form of once a month meeting or something like that. We are going to go a long way to solve the problems. So please, fellow Ugandans who are here, let's take this up. And those small people, because business is where we are going to, is where people are getting jobs, is where we can help ourselves. So thank you so much. Thank you for your time, and I'm really, really grateful for your coming, sir.
Thank you, sir.
We are going to have the president of the association give his remarks and also give us closing remarks as well. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, MD, Mr. Anthony. You've really given us words of hope, a ray of hope, people in diaspora. I think in psychology, we say that hearing is physiological and listening is psychological. I've been really listening to him. His speech didn't only tackle about issues with financial banking and equity, but he has been so wide in everything. But I want to thank him for coming and at least energize the group here before, during the convention. These are the people who were working. They worked hard. The numbers, I think, increased a lot. If we look at post-convention, I would say that equity has managed to shoot high. The numbers are very big. And equity is bringing a service to arm's reach, to the customers, to people in the diaspora. I don't want to say that when is equity coming, but I want to say that equity is already here in UAE now. Possibly accounts have been opened up, and let us make equity to be the financial vehicle for us to transfer the funds that we have. Sente temuzikweka mu bitanda. Temubeera nazo. There are some people who are not, like, who don't have accounts here, and they have a lot of money, maybe in their rooms. So let us use equity to take this money back home to be safe. Maybe, God forbid, you may be fished. Sente nozereka mu kitanda ate gwe ng'olandize e Kampala oba e Kyaddondo kijja kuluma nnyo. But at least if ogenze nga sente ziri safe eri gye waziteeka mu equity, ojja kutandika bulungi. You can have a standing point wa osobola okutandikira, then noweeyongerayo. Equity has, from the speech given by the MD, I've seen that they are trying to change the challenges into opportunities. Awali obuzibu bwonna babufuula okulaba nga mukisa gwe tusobola okufunamu. So tuyige bingi nnyo. Let us give them a chance. There is a lot. He has explained equity as a bank and equity as a bigger group. Ndowooza ebizibu ebimu oluusi we are mixing up. Ekizibu kiyinza okuba kyava sayidi endala ate olina akiteeka ku bank. Ekyokubiri, ebiseera ebisinga abantu abawoggana ennyo oluusi babeera na account mu bank. Oluusi n'awoggana bwogganyi olwokuba ayinza okuba alina by'ayagala bamutegeere nti ayogera nnyo. Ebyo ebizibu